Ohio State's doing a lot of stuff right now, and I may humbly suggest to you, it's not all stuff that Ryan Day's ultra excited to do, but I think he knows it's necessary. So there's a ton of heat on this program right now. There always will be when you lose to Michigan. Doubly when you lose 2 in a row to them, and infinitely more when you lose 3 in a row to them, which hasn't happened in this generation. But then when they when they have the audacity to go above and beyond and win a national championship, how dare they? But don't look out the window, look in the mirror. Because you know good and well, if you're Ohio State, we control us, and if we're doing us at the best of our ability, we should be able to beat them. Notice how I have seamlessly transitioned. I'm a chameleon. I've been a Michigan fan tonight. I've been an Ohio State fan, and hopefully this will be an acceptable show for all. But that's how they feel. They got every reason to feel that way. They dominated this rivalry up until very recently. Ryan Day has looked around, as I told you he would, and hasn't gone forth and, proclaimed that these are the changes that henceforth I will make to this program. I'm holding a metaphorical microphone in front of me as I have a real microphone in front of me. But I told you he was going to make changes. Case in point, they went and got Quinshon Judkins out of the transfer portal. That's the kid from Ole Miss, the running back. I don't think that's a move they make a year ago. Number one, because they had the personnel where they didn't need him. Number two, it's a move that is a little bit desperate. It's not desperate in a sense that we're a poverty 7-5 program. Save us, Quinshon. No, but it is, we need elite players, and we may be pretty good at tailback, but we're not that good. And you know what? If it cost us some money in NIL, even though we hold our nose while we do it, we're going to do it. Because drastic times call for drastic measures. Will Howard, the quarterback, was going to go to USC until he learned who Miller Moss was, and then he said, well, I'm not going out there anymore, and now he's in Columbus, Ohio. I was reading Bucknuts earlier today. Some folks said, that's the guy. Other folks said, that's Kyle McCord 2.0. Point being, well, first off, no, he's not. I think he's a pretty good player. And so I think he's an upgrade from what you had, respectfully. But I also think that it's another move that, had you beaten Michigan this year, candidly, I'm not sure they're making. For good reason. There wouldn't be the drastic feel around the program. It feels like staff moves may be coming as well. Now this I'm a little bit more in the dark on, because I have not called Ryan Day and had him walk me through this or anything, but it has not felt for a while to me like he was just going to maintain status quo on his coaching staff there. And there's a lot of speculation behind the scenes that's coming. The who and the what and the when and then the how, I don't know. But it feels like a lot of moves may be coming there as well. Will he give up play calling? Will he hire an OC that handles play calling? Speculative at this point. I don't have any more informed, guided information than anyone else does. But the paradigm's inverted in that rivalry. Ohio State and Michigan used to be one-sided, and now the last 3 years it's felt that way, only totally inverted. It's maize and blue. It's not scarlet and gray anymore. Michigan suffered for a long time. And Michigan, after 2020, looked like they were about to have to tap out, looked like they were going to need a new head coach. And you know what they did? They made their own changes. Like Jim Harbaugh, he took the wheel, and he swerved pretty hard too. He swerved back towards his comfort zone that they maybe had gotten away from. Ryan Day, I think, is jerking the steering wheel a little bit as well. And you know what he may be doing? He may be jerking the wheel away from his comfort zone a little bit. I don't think they want to be doing what they're doing in the portal right now. I don't think he wants to be making tons of coaching changes. I don't think they want to probably spend the kind of money they needed to spend to get Quinshon Judkins. No, he's not crazy about it. Ryan Day probably hasn't woken up ultra excited to have to make some of the changes he's having to make. He doesn't want to do it. He knows he has to do it. That's leadership. That's also why I'll remind you again, some folks have punted on this guy. Some folks have said, Ryan Day, no, I'm done. He can't. And I'm saying, he hasn't. Once upon a time, a lot of folks who are celebrating the national championship today wanted the head coach who won it for him gone. He can't beat. Yes, he can. And again and again and again. And he'll win you some conference titles, take the playoff, and hey, win a national championship in the end. Why? Because of marginal change. Because of fractional degrees of changes here and there that can spell big results in the end. This sucks for an Ohio State fan right now. I am telling you, I watched it in the Auburn-Bama rivalry. For a string of years, the victory of your rival turned the heat up so much in your own athletic department that it didn't burst the pipes. It ended up producing diamonds of your own. It can happen elsewhere. It can happen in this rivalry as well.